A lovely and warm welcome to the news desk on Hope Channel Zambia, television that changes lives. You're catching us live on channel 450 on the Topstar decoder and channel 25 on the Movie TV Bouquet, plus our live stream on Facebook and YouTube under the name Hope Channel Zambia. Let's take a look at stories making headlines at this hour. Former Republican President Edgar Lungu has been challenged to state his political position. A Toyota Mark X this morning rammed into the ZIC Bank, injuring 6 workers. Muchinga Ward 28 residents in Matero constituency are calling on government to erect a permanent bridge that links Chitanda Primary School and Matero Girls Secondary Schools. Pastor Mwendabai has called on the AMO leadership in Kamwala Mission District to woo the 30-plus youths into the society. This and more stories coming up shortly.
Bumper harvest. Eh?
Daddy,
I'm telling you.
your new fertilizer. Niamini.
Eh?
Iye daddy
Tell you.
Hello. My instructions. Maya kunka bwino mwamene.
I went to ETG, and now we are enjoying the benefits of using a blended D-compound fertilizer as basil and Kynoplus as top-dressing fertilizer instead of urea that we used last year. Now look here. This year, it has given me 4 tons. 4 tons. But last year, it was only 1.8 tons. Kynoplus has given all my crops the nitrogen that I paid for. Wow. It has saved me money. Telling you.
Understanding the difference between soil and crop-specific fertilizers, therein lies strength for Kynoplus blended fertilizers. More value in a bag. Available in the ETG depots countrywide, with a network providing agronomy services to farmers across the country. Kynoplus. Enhanced efficiency through innovation. A product of ETG.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Bright Sinkozi. My sign language interpreter is Sharon Akufuna. The details. Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, Charles Milupi, has urged former Republican President Edgar Lungu to state his political position. The minister, who is also UPND Alliance chairperson, said a retired president must not utter political statements, as these may attract the voice of government. Mr. Milupi has, however, said government has no right to stop the former president, Mr. Lungu, if he wants to resume active politics, except that his retirement package will have to be cut off by the law. Meanwhile, the minister has assured Zambians of government's commitment to delivering the promises made during campaigns. The minister said President Hakainde Hichilema is making networks world over that will leave this country far better than it was before. We have details in this report by Mwene Muyanga.
Being a retired president. Now, for as long as he involves himself actively in politics, he cannot be said to be a retired president. And most of his utterances are political in nature. So there will be comments of a political nature. It's only natural. One of the visits he was checking on price of meal and so on. Obviously, it will imply that you are failing. When I was doing it, it wasn't like this. He has to make up his mind. Is he a retired president or is he in active politics? If he's in active politics, 2 things will happen. First of all, his retirement package, by law, by constitution, will have to fall away. Secondly, the respect that the retired head of state gets by government not commenting and so on, that will go away, because then politicians, including myself, including the sitting president, will react whenever a political statement is made. All the things we say, and some of them takes a bit of time because of the state of the economy that we found. We have an economic manager who said what were the issues with this country when we were campaigning. We said it is the economy. We said it requires an economic manager.
Now, the Anti-Corruption Commission has denied investigating cabinet ministers, as alleged by Lumezi Member of Parliament Munia Zulu during a media briefing yesterday, that the commission is investigating the Minister of Finance and National Planning, Honorable Stumbeko Musokotwani, and Minister of Infrastructure and Urban Development, Charles Milupi, over corrupt practices. ACC Head of Corporate Communications, Timothy Mono, in a statement said the commission is not investigating the two cabinet ministers over any alleged corrupt practices, and that the two ministers have never been summoned by the commission to appear before it for interrogations. The commission has since called on Mr. Zulu to furnish the commission with details of the alleged corruption so that investigations can be carried out. Mr. Zulu said the commission is Mr. Mono said the commission is determined to tackle past, present and future corruption in order to rid the country of the scourge. Meanwhile, Minister of Infrastructure and Urban Development Charles Milupi has described the claims by Lumezi Member of Parliament Munia Zulu as slanderous. The allegations are that money amounting to 250,000 United States dollars were transferred into each of the two ministers' bank accounts by an undisclosed company. Mr. Milupi has described the allegations as political slander and has since challenged Mr. Zulu and all his supporters to prove their claims in the courts of law.
I wish to address you the social media statements that are circulated very, very widely concerning the press briefing that Honorable Munia Zulu, MP for Lumezi, in the company of Honorable Mulenga Fulve, MP for Chilobi, held yesterday. There are three basic allegations made against me. The first allegation is that for the last 2 weeks, I have been summoned and have been appearing before the Anti-Corruption Commission. From the outset, let me tell the nation that that is totally false. I have not been summoned by the ACC. And most importantly, I have not been appearing before any office of the ACC either. The second allegation is that by bank transfer, I was paid a sum of $250,000 by a company which Honorable Munia Zulu chose not to disclose. Again, let me state that I have a number of accounts, 3 accounts that I operate in Zambia. That is with the Absa Bank. One is a foreign exchange account, the other one is a Kwacha account, and the other one is a loan account for a loan that I obtained from them. No such amount has been transferred by anybody into my account. The third allegation is that the board chairperson of RDA 2 days before he was appointed, he transferred a sum of $150,000 again into my account. That is totally false. The gentleman in question, Mr. Muchad Kuntawala, has not transferred any amount of money into my account, let alone the $150,000 that's being talked about. So therefore, for anybody to allege that I have been receiving money in the manner that Honorable Munia Zulu has said is highly libelous and a slander. Because of this, there is need to protect my reputation. Honorable Munia Zulu and those that sent him ought to be given a chance to come and prove their allegations in a court of law. And therefore, I am putting together a team of lawyers so that they can take up this matter to enable Honorable Zulu and anyone who supports him to come and prove their allegations in a court of law.
Now, a Toyota Mark X registration number BAV 3497, driven by 32-year-old Kenneth Zulu, this morning rammed into the Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank, ZICB, at Central Park after the driver lost control of the vehicle as he was joining Church Road, leaving some parts of the building open. According to a statement issued by Zambia Police Deputy Spokesperson Danny Mwale, when the driver lost control, the vehicle careered off the road, in the process hit into the building, and 6 people who were working inside the building were caught up in the accident and were injured. Mr. Mwale says 5 of the accident victims were rushed to CFB Hospital, while one who sustained a fractured left leg and the driver of the Mark X were rushed to the University Teaching Hospital, UTH. A check by Hope News at the bank found contractors repairing the building. In an interview, ZICB Corporate Affairs Manager Luke Njovu said the bank will be closed and consumers should use other branches to access various services. We have more in this report by Esnat Sikazwe.
It was a normal day like any other, but the wall is down, leaving the bank unsecured. This is Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank at Lusaka Central Park. A Mark X driver rammed into this building in the early morning of today between 7 to 8 hours. This incident happened in the northern part of the Central Business District, CDB. Police presence was noticed on the ground. An eyewitness narrates the ordeal.
Mark X chokera ku cafe roundabout side. Told munga mwenda ku cover roundabout, but enzo koneka munga enda ku Central Police kusinga Church Road. So Saturday ni chabiti ndaona che muntu mwafampukira chena motoka iyo motoka bobo yazinga ka control anda kumenya mu Central Park muja mu pa bank ili apa pa Central Park ndi mutenda tamangirako tanda kuja tanda tatandizira kumuchosama muguys wamene enzo motoka enzo makeks muja later on tata ona kwenze na mugeozi enze kulira muja mukati mwenze ndo menya mukati motoka mwenze mugeozi, then we tana hivyo muja tadonsa makeks after taidonsa takwanza kuchosa uja mgeozi na tafuta tamchosa mgeozi ndimo tenta pempera ko lift kuwa kala 4 takweza kama mgeozi ero muguys tamkweza kama muri ka bus ka kwanta ndimo maperekera mu hospital. But
he has a word for drivers.
Kozima stika sikana but pafunika cheka care kazinkalapo.
ZICB Corporate Affairs Manager Luke Njovu has told Hope News in an interview that some staff members and the driver have been injured and are currently receiving medical treatment at a health center.
The incident involved a Toyota Mark X vehicle that was driving on Cairo Road, and it was turning into Cairo Road. the driver of the motor vehicle lost control and the car careered off the road when he was trying to avoid a pedestrian on Church Road. So the car hit into the building that is housing our Lusaka Business Center branch, and in the process injured some members of staff. Unfortunately, one member of staff sustained a broken limb. Others sustained minor injuries. We are just thankful that all of them are currently out of danger from what we hear from the hospitals. But in terms of property, there's been extensive damage to the building because the car literally drove into the branch. Fortunately, it didn't come to the area where we have clients. It went through a cafeteria area where our members of staff usually have their meals. So the damage is quite extensive to the extent that we've had to temporarily close the branch. So from today we will close this branch, and we are appealing to our customers to utilize our other outlets.
Police has confirmed this development. By broadcast time, renovation works had started. Esnat Sikazwe, Hope News, Lusaka.
Just now, let's take our first break. More stories on the other side. Do stay with us. Here is an employment opportunity. Hope Channel Zambia is owned and operated by the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Zambia. The organization started with the mission of sharing with all about Jesus Christ and the three angels' message. Hope Channel Zambia is now seeking the services of a highly motivated and qualified individual to join our team of skilled professionals in the capacity of driver. Responsibilities: transporting the crew in the field and back to the office, carrying out vehicle maintenance checks, collecting mail from the post office, arranging for vehicle repairs whenever necessary. Driver requirements: a valid Class C driver's license, 2 years driving experience with traceable reference, excellent organizational and time management skills, good communication skills, must be a Seventh-day Adventist Church member and should be staying near Hope Channel Zambia offices. Other competences: able to interact with colleagues in a professional manner, be ready to work at night and over the weekends. To apply, send your CV to ask@hcz.adventist.org with a clear subject marked, for example, Manda Mumba, applying for the driver position. Closing date for application is 24th March 2023 at 17 hours.
Hello guys, guess what? I'm a registered Campori delegate. So this thing will be very memorable and exciting because the activities that will be taking place are actually linked to academic career pathway, such as artificial intelligence, computers, mechanics and obstacles, and so on. The Campori will be in April and the theme will be anchored in Christ. And you know the other exciting thing about it? There will be courses such as gardening, fishing and poultry.
Some of the activities they'll be under obstacles. Some they will be under survival skills. Some also they will be under fun. Apart from all these things which will happen, the registration is only 120 kwacha. And our deadline will close on 31st of March 2023. If your child has not yet registered, take this opportunity now to register, and so that we can have more pathfinders in this Campori at Emas.
The venue where I'm standing is a venue for Campori 2023 at Imano Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is seated for a land of about 250 hectares, 5 kilometers from Chisamba. Is a boarding school for girls and the boys.
Our speakers are as follows. we have Pastor Ivan Gwatringa, the SID Youth Director, who will come and be our speaker. We also have Pastor Angel Chipuru coming from Northern Zambia Union Conference as one of our speakers. Those are our speakers. Thank you.
And this thing will help you be personal, economically independent. Okay, guys, see you there.
This year, it is much bigger than it was last year. Prudence C. Lunzwe presents to you
Wemti Mawandi Album Launch.
Date 2nd April. Venue Government Complex. Supporting Group Subi. God and Vocals. Loud Cry. Ruben. Rudo. And John. Tickets 100 kwacha ordinary, 250 kwacha VIP. For more information, contact us on
0976 188237.
All roads lead to Government Complex, 2nd of April. This message is powered by
Thank you so much for still staying with us. We continue with the news and now turn our focus to community news. Muchinga Ward 28 residents in Matero constituency are calling on government to build a long-lasting bridge that will link Chitanda Primary and Matero Girls Secondary School, which has been washed away by rains. The residents say the bridge on the road is important as it is mostly used by school-going children, but now it has become a danger as the temporary bridge is ever being washed away by rains. They say each time it collapses, they use personal resources to refurbish the bridge on a temporary measure, but now they are seeking for government's intervention for a permanent solution. We have more in this.
Residents of Lusaka's Matero Muchinga constituency raised concerns over the bad state of the footbridge that is mainly used by pupils who connect to Chitanda Combined School and Matero Girls Secondary School. They say the bridge was wrongly positioned and the temporary ones put in place are usually washed away.
Yamaplanga bridge ipeze kati ienda naye peka imanzi time ya mvula ino so apakaya kasikiza paka zara stingati inachokoenda paina ngwiniena ngweti nachoka futi kupopa kati ndrama futi vekeka tasongera but nshibakansera baiziba na problem imankala kuno ya manzi bana baskulu bangoenza road ili bridge ili busy ndiye ipitsa bonse ku teachers wapa skulu bana ba skulu bonse mungaone na mweka mwamene wapitira ndiye ili busy ndiye bridge na bridge kuno inagwira tuma area twambiri huko
ine ukamba hapo kwa meni kamba hapo niko kutati pano ni pakati pa maskulu Mlongoti skulu Matero Girls Chitanda so manje pamena hapa bana bakapunzira basachoka bakansera basachoka ba MP basachoka ba president kodi muntu ngati sana punzira ngankale president sanga nkali muti waneko please biriki bana bamayenda na manzi tifuna chabe biriki ife mutitandize.
The residents add that they have been using their own resources to refurbish the bridge.
Nisevenzera apande pa shop panga so situation anene ali pano nzauti drainage inzena ba yambo kumbika yambo funo kudativa le road yonse so nabana zipasa nagura kwari nagura na gravel nabana na manga kuja na concrete then na Chitanda backfill so mkwenda kwa madezi mvula nabalo kama nini kwa kala mafradi so side kwa nonzo pita wantu ku bridge kunaba kwa chiconcrete so after agwa concrete nabana napanga initiative ya kuti nigule chevima timbers na vimachani upanga chibridge cha vima timbers panipapita vana wa skulu vamatero girls vamulongoti vachitanda na vantu che vanopita vonse. Otherwise ni busy road vantu vanopita kunkala kuvaverenga ungapita ni 1000 plus. So government ifunika itiranga nireko pano ipangira ko bridge.
The Hope News crew interacted with the area councillor, and this is what he had to say.
Also, I know the problem in Matero Girls, where the bridge is. There's a bridge which connects Matero Girls and Kachinka behind there. I think on that one, I'm appealing to the DMMU to come in, because the 2022 CDF is done. 2023, we have already submitted the projects. This one, it's more emergency than anything. So I think DMMU can come on board and do the Kama Bridge so that the school-going children can be going to the school.
Annie Sakala reporting for Hope News in Lusaka.
Meanwhile, Matero Muchinga Ward 28 Councillor Lee Mukupa says the CDF allocation funds in his constituency, ward, is progressive. He says out of the 120 who registered, 20 have received some funds ranging from 17,500 kwacha to about 20,000 kwacha. The councillor says he submitted his plans for the funds, in which some of them will be executed, as contractors are expected to be on site soon. He adds that residents should feel free and visit his office, saying community members are closer to every situation, which may be difficult for those in leadership and government to know when it happens unless they are informed. He was speaking in an interview with Hope News in Lusaka today.
Matero Muchinga Ward 28 Councillor Ali Mukupa says the community development funds allocated for his constituency are progressive. He says some of the residents that applied are now getting their money.
As a ward, we managed to empower some people with grants. We were glad that the CDF gave us 20 people that got the grants in the range of 20,000 and 17,500. And but it's against what they applied for. They applied for 40, but because we received the overwhelming response from this ward, 120 applied in this ward, and we have five wards in this constituency. And also, people applied for the loans, and we are still waiting for the loans. I can say I think the loans have taken a bit of time. People have lost patience.
He adds that regarding infrastructure development, the funds are in and the constructors are to be seen on site soon.
In terms of projects, we have done what we can do for 2022 projects. We submitted, and I think very soon in this ward, the contractors will be on the site. I don't know when, but I know that where we have reached now, I'm very positive that we will receive the contractors on the site. You know, I can't give the overview of the whole constituency because I have a limit where I am. I operate within my ward. But from the projects within the ward, we are constructing a 1x3 classroom block at Tiende Pamozi in SOS using the CDF. We are also constructing, expanding actually the mortuary, because the difficulties has been when a person is sick or somebody dies from the hospital, when it's less than 24 hours, they are transferred to UTH. And because of that, it has been a difficult process.
The councillor also encourages residents to feel free to visit his office if at all they have any queries.
And I'm urging the residents, this office is open. We established this office way back in 2013 when I served first as a councillor in my first term. We are still here serving the community. They are very free to come and interact with us, even where they feel that these are the things, that projects that we should work on. Because we cannot know everything, we are dependent on the community.
Annie Sakala reporting for Hope News in Lusaka.
Just before we take our final break, let's look at something that is agricultural related. The Ministry of Agriculture in Southern Province has appealed to crop forecasting survey enumerators to collect accurate crop estimates of the 2022-2023 farming season. Southern Province Agricultural Coordinator Dr. Maxwell Jombe said crop forecast survey is an important exercise that the province undertakes as it feeds into the national food balance sheet. Mr. Jombe was speaking during the official opening of the Southern Province Crop Forecast Enumerator Training workshop held at Zambia National Farmers Union Conference Hall in Joma District, the provincial capital for Southern Province. And Southern Province Regional Statistician Boniface Hajongo stressed the need for enumerators to capture data, field and other cash crops. The Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with Zambia Statistics Agency, conducts the crop forecasting survey annually countrywide. Maiwase Zulu of NICE gives us details in this report.
It is a very serious and important exercise that we need to undertake as a province. This that we are going to collect to add up to the others from the other 9 provinces to make it as a national crop survey result that we are going to have after we have collected all the data. And as we go in the field, I want to appeal to you that let's do it correctly.
The government takes special attention to assisting the agricultural households in terms of crop production. And here, it is not just maize or food crops we are interested in. We are also interested in cash crops. As you undertake the training, you realize that it's not just maize we are interested in. Because one may not be growing maize or other food crops, but growing cash crops like soya.
Let's take our final break. When we do return, we take a look at what is making news from the church.
Hello guys, guess what? I'm a registered Kampori delegate. So this thing will be very memorable and exciting because the activities that will be taking place are actually linked to academic career pathway, such as artificial intelligence, computers, mechanics and obstacles, and so on. The Kampori will be in April and the theme will be anchored in Christ. And you know the other exciting thing about it? There will be courses such as gardening, fishing and poultry.
Some of the activities they'll be under obstacles. Some they will be under survival skills. Some also they will be under fun. Apart from all these things which will happen, the registration is only 120 kwacha. And our deadline will close on 31st of March 2023. If your child has not yet registered, take this opportunity now to register and so that we can have more pathfinders in this Kampori at Emas.
The venue where I'm standing is a venue for Kampori 2023 at Imano Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is seated for a land of about 250 hectares, 5 kilometers from Chisamba. Is a boarding school for girls and the boys.
Our speakers are as follows. We have Pastor Ivan Gwatringa, the SID Youth Director, who will come and be our speaker. We also have Pastor Angelo Chipuru, coming from Northern Zambia Union Conference, as one of our speakers. Those are our speakers. Thank you.
And this thing will help you be personal, economically independent. Okay guys, see you there.
Watch all the AFCON qualifiers and cheer the Chipolopolo on Topstar. Witness the first home leg, Zambia versus Lesotho, on Thursday, the 23rd of March, live at 18 hours on Sports Premium. Thereafter, catch the second leg, Lesotho versus Zambia, on Sunday, 26th March at 15 hours on Wild Football. It's Go Zambia Go. But that's not all. Refresh yourself with local and follow the celebrity-studded season of Pungwa, the Game Duo, every Sunday at 19 hours on Novella E+ as we showcase celebrities taking it to the game against one another. Entertainment gets even better. Intrigue yourself to all the best of series to experience family affairs and suspense in the drama. Marry Me, Marry You every day at 20-40 hours on Novella E+ and witness the best of Bollywood on Z1, Star Life and more. So don't think twice. Subscribe now. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
Thank you so much for staying with us. We now wrap up the bulletin as we take a look at religious matters. About 230 men affiliated to the Adventist Men's Organization, AMO, in Kamwala Mission District of the Seventh-day Adventist Church were last Saturday inducted, among them a 93-year-old man. The induction ceremony held at Hillview Park Seventh-day Adventist Church in Chalala area of Lusaka was one of the many activities the Kamwala AMO is aiming to achieve this year. District AMO President Bruce Jimoga said the district leadership organized the district induction event as a way of tightening ties between the men of the 7 churches in a bid to push God's work forward. Elder Jimoga further said that he was impressed with a good turnout exhibited by the men and encouraged even more men to join the society and be on the list of those to be inducted next year. And inducting officer, Kanyama Mission District Pastor Mwendabai encouraged the district leadership to capitalize on the 30 years plus policy in the youth movement to recruit as many men as possible to the AMO society. We have more in this.
On Saturday, 18th March 2023, Hillview Park Seventh-day Adventist Church of Kamwala Mission District was filled to capacity ahead of this year's Adventist Men Organization induction ceremony. This year's event saw scores of Adventist men dressed in their navy blue suits gather for worship to witness this rare event. In total, about 230 men were inducted for service by Pastor Mwendabai, who charged the inductees to go flat out in evangelism.
So, my charge this afternoon is that those who are hungry, may they feel our impact. Hallelujah. Amen. Let those who are in prison, and I love prison ministries, let them feel that when they are imprisoned, those walls are not guarding them against Christ reaching them.
Kamwala Mission District AMO President Elder Bruce Chimuka was elated with the turnout and urged the inducted candidates to go into the community for service.
We are happy as a district that we have inducted about 213 men. Since we have inducted these men, 213, we have challenged them that they have a huge task ahead of them. We have challenged them to go out in the community. We want these men to go out there to reach to the majority, to preach, to do community service.
Kamwala Mission District Pastor Nawamufaya was also in attendance.
One of the good things that I've seen is the participation of the men in Kamwala Mission District to be involved in AMO. I'm sure there will be great things that the district will be going through and the various churches will be going through as members of AMO.
Dorcas mothers could not be left out as they equally made their way to Hillview Park Seventh-day Adventist Church to show support to the Adventist men who are getting inducted.
You know, I'm very happy to see the AMO to be at our church. It's real encouraging. I'm so happy I'm in uniform because I'm supporting AMO.
This year's induction ceremony was held under the theme, I will go to grow, grow in holiness. Hillview Park Seventh-day Adventist Church administration was more than glad to host the district at their church.
As a church, as Hillview Park, we are very much happy with what has happened, in that it is happening for the first time. This is the first time that as a church we have hosted this event. It's very rare that in such a big district like Kamwala Mission District, a decision can be made to host such an event on a church like ours without a permanent structure.
The Hope News crew interacted with some of the inducted candidates who shared their joy.
I'm privileged to have been inducted in the AMO program for today, which was held at this church, Hillview Park, SDA Church, under Kamwala Mission District. And this is the certificate that I managed to achieve for today.
You might be interested to know that among the inducted candidates was a 93-year-old man by the name of Isaac John Mwale, who has remained strong in service, having joined the organization in 2010. Movita Silota, a 79-year-old man, equally attended the induction and urged the younger generation to join the Adventist Men organization.
The youths, I should say, they are the reserve pool of AMO. And as a result of such being a pool, they must join AMO, so that when the older folk leaves the stage, the young people must take over.
At the end of the program, a youth would give himself to join the Adventist Men organization.
So basically, I was really looking forward to join the AMO Men, but because of the programs that we had as youths, again, we went to Chainama and all that, so I never really had time to join. But in as much as I never really had time to join, after the induction ceremony that we really witnessed right now, I will join, because I feel like these same programs, I'm able to learn a lot, especially if I interact with these other men of our church, because I believe wisdom is actually found in these other men.
Daniel Chilema, reporting for Hope News in Lusaka.
And finally, the Advent Spreaders Gospel Music Group last Saturday spread a physical act of love to pupils at Mapode Community School in Tendere when they donated assorted items, among them bags of milimu, sanitary pads, sugar, and clothes. This they did as they tagged along with the youth activities to mark this year's Global Youth Day. Chama Chawasungu was there and filed in this report.
On this year's Global Youth Day, Advent Spreader went beyond the traditional music performances and used their talents to make a difference in the lives of the less fortunate. The Advent Spreader took time out of their busy schedules to reach out to Mapode Community School located in Mtendero area. They brought along with them assorted goods including books, pencils, pens, clothes, sugar, meal, and much more. Chairperson for Advent Spreaders shared the story of the team's latest program aimed at helping children in need. He explained that the team recognizes a gap in the community where most singers were unable to find the time to go out and do community service. He further emphasized that ministry is not just about singing, but it's about feeling the pain that others are going through.
We have realized that many singers just stand there to sing, and we don't do much to reach out to people in the communities out there. So we sat down and realized to say ministry is not all about singing, but we also have to feel the pain that our friends are feeling back there in the communities and try to give a helping hand in ways that we can. And so we came up with this program. This is just the beginning of this program. We watch out for more of these programs from the Advent Spreaders Ministries, because we believe that ministry is not all about singing, but also to help in ways that you can out there. When you help somebody physically, even when you preach to them, they'll be able to get what you preach, and they'll be able to be it will help them get converted when you preach by how you live.
Meanwhile, in an interview with the headmistress of the school where the program was implemented, she expressed her happiness and gratitude towards event spreaders for the love, care, and development they had rendered to the school. She said the program has made a significant impact on the children and has helped to improve their quality of life.
I would like to thank the Adventists who has brought this program at the community school to help these children. This program has really helped the children, and they will spread the news from the program, what they have done at the school. And as the head of this school, I say thank you so much. May God bless the group for the children.
And one of the beneficiaries shared her thoughts and feeling about the experience. She expressed deep happiness on behalf of all children at the school and thanked Advent spreaders for their kindness and generosity.
I'm a Kodia Community School. I want to thank you for these things you have done to us. We want to thank you for the charity program in this Mapoda Community School. We are happy to have you here. We are happy for everything you have brought into us. Thank you.
Advent spreaders showed that love is a verb and it is something that we can all demonstrate through our action. Chawasungu Chama for Hope News, Lusaka.
That item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, let's recap on stories that made headlines. Former Republican President Edgar Lungu has been challenged to state his political position. A Toyota Mark X this morning rammed into the ZIC Bank and injuring 6 workers in the process. Muchinga Ward 28 residents in Matero constituency are calling on government to construct a permanent bridge in Chitanda. Pastor Mwendabai has called on AMO leadership to woo the 30+ youths into the AMO society. Thank you so much for your time on behalf of the entire studio and production crew, not forgetting our correspondents across the country. I'm Bright Sinkozi, my sign language interpreter being Sharon Akufuna. God bless you as you keep watching Hope Channel Zambia, television that changes lives. Bye for now.